This is Dylan, aka Hinote from Pretty Flower Incorporated, and today is a new day. I had to stop for a bit to do some things yesterday, and now I'm back, and we're going to continue with our playthrough of Dragon Ball Z Legendary Super Warriors for the Game Boy Color. So, here we are. Maybe today we can have a battle or something, and I can show you the real gameplay. Yeah. So here we go. Gohan and Piccolo continue training. Then one day, the sky turned dark so suddenly. The dragon, Goku, is back. That must mean the Saiyans are arriving early. Gohan, this is the final lesson. Alright, so here we go. This is the screen that it brings you to just before you're going to enter a battle. And it's basically just your start menu. Alright, so here we can go to Gohan. We could set limit attacks and whatnot if we wanted to. I'm gonna go ahead and set... I wonder if I even have anything to set. It wouldn't seem that way. I only have 20 in my deck, so I shouldn't really mess with that. Not yet, at least. Team. So that means Gohan isn't your only character, as common sense would dictate. You can use other characters as the story progresses, and whatnot. So, there isn't much I could do. So I'm just gonna get on with the show here. Save game, exit. Oh, I just love that music. Hold on, let me turn the volume up because the music is so beautiful in this game. I love it. Alright. You can see everyone's position on the screen. We're in the back right now. Let's begin. Hit me with full power. Okay, the screen bars at the top. Health bars. Gohan's faster than Piccolo apparently, so I can go first. Alright, this is your limit commands. When you're here, you can choose between your limit commands, which are Dunk Shot and Energy Wave. In order to use limit commands, you have to go to Basic and use this move called Gather Power. Joint is your deck, and these are the cards that you have drawn and the ones that are available to you for use. So right now we have 2 continuous punches, an endurance guard, which is useful. We can use that in the defense phase, as Piccolo was talking about in the last battle. And we have energy bomb. Or no, that's Kamehameha. We have Kamehameha, which we don't have enough card cost for yet. As you can see, the card cost is in the little bottom right-hand corner there. If you go back to basic, you can select 3-stage attack. Or if you're in Gather Power, this turns into a 4-stage attack. And I'll show you what that is in a moment, because I'm going to use it. Here you can check your exact life. You can see the life of your entire team. Sometimes you have multi-person combat. And it's pretty nice to be able to see. Also, if you're using multiple people, you could go to the screen to switch between them, but we're not going to be using that for quite a bit. So let's start out with a 3-stage attack so I can show you guys what it's like. You're timed, and you have to do a reaction command. Pretty fast. You don't have much time to do it. And it does a tiny bit of damage, and as you can see, my card cost is now 16. It was 13 a moment ago. And yes, so here's the difference when you're on defense. If you go to basic, it's guard and move. Guarding, it's just guarding. Most of the time, it honestly doesn't do crap. Sometimes it kicks in and you can actually negate some damage, but that's kind of a low chance. But movement, as you can see here, you can move around to any of the spaces surrounding you. You can only move over one at a time, though. If I move up here, then I'll be able to move closer to Piccolo in my next defense phase. And anyway, depending on your distance from the opponent and whether you're on the ground or not, as you can see, your guard and your beam guard and your attack and your damage and everything will go up depending on where you are on the map. And yeah, in respect to where your enemy is, at least. Say I'm here, and then he moves right up next to me in 2 turns, then I'm going to have the bonus from being here, as opposed to here, because the distance will change. So you got to keep that in mind sometimes, but I think I'm going to move up here for now. Because when you're in the eye, it's in the sky, not the eye. When you're in the eye, the damage output is decreased, for you are inside of their eye. No. When you're in the sky, you can, like, negate a bit of damage. Not much. I don't think it has anything to do with it if they're using attacks like that. I actually cannot check my health, because remember he used that card Chiaotzu before? That slowed me down enough to where he could get 2 attack phases in before I can do anything else. If I move forward again, it's going to make his attack go up, so I'm actually just going to sit here for a moment and guard. I assumed he'd be using that. By now, considering he starts with 10 CC and gains 3 on every turn, after this he should have gained 3 CC for each turn, which is 2, so that's 6, so then he'd have 16, plus 6 more for the 3 stage attacks he used, so he should be at 22 CC right now, so I should expect something powerful in a moment. From here, I'm going to start out and show you this move. Continuous kick, or continue kick, or continuing kick. Doesn't really matter what you call it. I'm going to call it continuous kick. Kick, 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 kick. Bam! Sometimes, if you're lucky, that can actually knock an opponent farther away from you than they already are. And when people use stage attacks, there's the potential for, like, if there's an arrow when you use stage attacks, you know? Arrow, A, B. Those are the only commands that you can actually input during those. And if there's 2 arrows facing in the same direction during a stage attack, then that attack has the potential to push you back a space, so you'd be farther away from your opponent. It seems a bit overwhelming or confusing or whatever right now, but it's really not too bad. So for now, how much do I need for Gong Shot? Okay. I'm going to start out here with a 3-stage attack. Reading Kai. He's bringing his accuracy up. That means he's getting ready to use an ability. However, for the most part, the AI in this game tends to gather power, stage attack, and then use their ability. That's just kind of what the AI tends to do a lot of the time. So I'm going to chance it, and I'm going to have a regular guard right here. Okay. Remember, I said tends to. It's very common for them to. In this case, I suppose he didn't because his accuracy was up and whatnot, but I figured I'd prove myself wrong. Right now, I'm sure that he doesn't have nearly enough CC to do anything else really on this turn. So I'm going to try this out. I'm going to do a 3-stage attack, and then I'm going to put my plan in motion depending on what I draw. Oh, he's moving forward. How much CC could he possibly have left? I think he's actually planning on using another move. I'm gonna call it... And yes, I was right. Here, it's harder to avoid beams in the air, so I'm gonna block it with my arms like a boss. And take that, Piccolo. By the way, I'm pretty sure that when you take a beam attack or something, it actually gives you a little bit of card cost when you get hit by something like that. So, bear that in mind sometimes. It's kind of helpful when you're planning your strategy, if you know that they're going to use a beam attack or something. This might have to be split into 2 videos, actually. Oh well. Anyway, here we go. Foresight. It's a new move that you guys haven't seen yet, and I'm going to show you what it does. Because I totally foresaw that he would be using a stage attack. Mainly because of my experience playing this game. Anyway, Foresight, you can actually deflect their stage attack, making it completely and utterly useless, and then you don't take any damage and they don't gain the extra CC, and it's just really nice to do. There I just drew a dunk shot that goes into my hand. That's nice, I don't have to be in Gather Power to use it. However, right now I was actually... Okay, this is what I was planning. Even though we were right up next to each other, the fact that he moved forward indicates to me that he moved down to the ground. And I was right. Which is perfect for my next turn, because there was a move I was going to use, and I was kind of hoping he would be on the ground for it. He's going to hit me for 3 damage. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to use the dunk shot that's not in my hand. And I'm going to get rid of one of these 2 continuous punches. Because when you have a full hand, if you use something that's from your limit commands, you have to throw out a card from your hand because you always have to have 5 cards to carry on to the next turn. You cannot carry on 6, as was stated in the last video at some points. So, anyway, here's Dunk Shot. This is a move that Gohan and I think either just Gohan or Gohan and Piccolo are the only ones capable of doing, if I remember correctly. Anyway, turn change. Now I'm in the defense phase. I'm going to try another Foresight. Oh, he's gathering power, eh? That's okay. Foresight only costs 1 CC, and I just prefer to be safe. Alright. Now, here, I have 12, as you can see. And that's enough to use an continuous punch, which should probably drain his life to 0 and make me win this match. However, I drew this card, and I wanted to show you guys what it is. It's Bulma. You demotivate the enemy with sexiness. Hell yeah. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I've got no idea what this card does. It seems to me like a useless card. But anyway, here I'm gonna go and finish this match off with another defeat command. Continuous punch. This is why I enjoy having a defeat deck. Ooh, Shockwave. Smart. Shockwave is a defensive move that counteracts any defeat type attack. Kind of like Endurance, except instead of guarding damage, you actually prevent them from using it entirely. The alternative to that for beam attacks is called Teleport, I believe, and there's a few different kinds of moves that do the same thing. Here, let me actually move back here because I know Piccolo's a beam user. And basically, yeah, he called me out on what I was going to do. If I had used Energy Wave right there, it wouldn't have been deflected and I would have won the match right then. That's saddening to me. Anyway. As long as I can survive this next attack, I win the fight, for the most part. Seeing as how this is just a tutorial battle, the first battle in the game that you can ever do, it's not exactly a hard fight. As I'm sure you can tell by the fact that I'm really calm right now. Okay, I can't move any farther back to decrease his attack because when he's up there, he has an attack plus. So I'm just gonna guard. Special Beam Cannon. This might actually kill me. Damn. Damn, Piccolo, you fine. You powerful. Damn. Guys, I planned it this way, honestly. I wanted to show you the defeat screen. Because you're going to be seeing a lot of it. Because this game tends to really screw you over sometimes. Here, this time I'll try to be serious. Anyways, I'll be right back as I get to the point where I was a moment ago. Alright, you guys, I'm back, and it's been literally 2 minutes since I left, and here we go. This is very much easier than it was before. Anyway, I figured I would come back to you guys now to show you some of the new cards in my hand. Anyway, Yajirobe Knockdown 10. Yajirobe jumps in and slashes the opponent with a sword, dealing 10 damage to them. Pretty nice. And here's the move that I was talking about before. The alternative to Shockwave, it avoids beam attacks. It's called Avoiding. And it, yeah, pretty obvious what it does. Anyway, I bet he's not going to expect a full-out onslaught while he just gathered power and right after I used a bunch of moves. So I'm going to deal some heavy damage real quick. Boom! Sucker! Alright. Basically what I did is I just used a bunch of stage attacks and then gathered power, used a couple moves, yada yada yada, got himself down. Like I would in a normal battle, instead of showing all you fine folks and ladies and gentlemen all of those abilities that I was using in the last one that I wouldn't have normally used in that type of situation. Anyway, you'll see my real battle style in the next battle. That was just one so I could show off a few moves and what they do. So, here we go. You get a card if you win a battle. Hey, there's my girlfriend giving me a message. Anyways, yeah, you get a card if you win a battle. And you get to choose 1 out of 3. Energy Bomb. You guys know what that is. Yajirobe. One of my favorite cards for the beginning of the game. I just showed you guys what that is. Kaio. Kai down. If I recall, this either lowers their damage output with Kai-based attacks, or it increases their CC. I'm fairly certain, however, that it just lowers the damage Kai-based attacks. That's still pretty nice. I'm going to take that, seeing as how I have one of each of the other two. Anyway, here's where I'm going to stop this video for now with a save state. A save state. And tomorrow, we get the next day when the Saiyans will be arriving. Doesn't it just send a chill down your spine? It sure does to me. Anyway, this has been Dylan, aka Hinote23, or just Hinote, from Pretty Flower Incorporated, and this is Let's Play Dragon Ball Z Legendary Super Warriors Episode 2, possibly 3, depending on the recording, because, see, the time elapsed is actually kind of high, and I'm stupid. So anyway, ciao.